the league's form side against the league champions on Friday night. Since falling to their only league reversal at Turner's Cross 3 months ago, Shelbourne had won 8 on the bounce. Cork's recent record against Pat Fenlon's side, however, meant that they travelled to the capital intent on cutting the gap at the top of the table. The first chance of the game fell the host's way after 8 minutes. Stuart Byrne and Glenn Crowe combined well to find Ollie Cahill, but the in-form wide man couldn't quite make it 4 goals in 4 games. Shelbourne had the better of it early on, but they were behind after 20 minutes. Colin O'Brien did well to pick out Dennis Behan. The striker showed strength and composure and a finish to match his 5th goal of the league campaign. Shelbourne went in search of a quick response and they almost found one within 2 minutes. Neat build-up play involving Cahill, Crowe and Joseph Endo was to end with the midfielder clipping a ball into the Cork box. Dan Murray got there, but his clearance fell for Jason Byrne. His instinctive volley was well gathered in by Michael Devine. Just after the half hour, Shelbourne were threatening again, and not surprisingly, Endo was at the heart of it. The recently crowned player of the month dispossessed Joe Gamble inside his own half and surged forward. A slip from Murray looked to have cleared his path to goal, but the Cork captain was bailed out by central defensive partner Alan Bennett, who diverted Endo's goal-bound effort to safety. Shelbourne were on top, and within 2 minutes Jason Byrne had a great chance to get his side back on terms, but one-on-one with Devine he couldn't force his effort on target. Pat Fenlon's side continued to force the pace. Some left-wing magic from Cahill saw him eke out a cross under pressure, but Crowe's header rebounded off Dan Murray. The Cork skipper may not have known too much about it, Cork's goal living a charmed existence. 5 minutes before the break, Behan coughed up possession to Endo. Crowe and Byrne worked the exchange of passes well, but a scrambling Devine got down well to see off the latter's effort. Despite being on the back foot, Cork looked like they would hold out until the interval when Devine came out bravely at the feet of Crowe. But when Colin O'Brien's clearance fell only as far as Endo, he picked out Byrne, who was deemed to have been upended 25 yards out. The striker himself eyed up the free kick and found the net with the aid of a wicked deflection off the helpless O'Brien. So 1-1 at the break, thanks to Byrne's 14th of the league campaign. That, however, was to prove the striker's last involvement in the action. His stomach muscle injury saw him replaced by Gary O'Neill for the second half, and O'Neill almost made an immediate impact. After a swift break instigated by Colin Hawkins, the live wire striker was picked out by Endo, but screwed his shot off target. Cork weren't creating much at this point, but in one swift move they showed how dangerous they could be. Roy O'Donovan's pace left 3 would-be challengers in his wake. He fed Behan, but Dean Delaney cut out the return ball. Within a minute, Shelbourne carved out a glorious chance of their own, one they should have taken. Ollie Cahill picked out Crowe, who escaped the clutches of Alan Bennett. His cross found O'Neill 6 yards out, but his header flew inches wide. That was a real let-off for Cork, and from breathing a sigh of relief, they soon had their supporters in raptures when they took the lead again just after the hour. Damien Hancock spied a handball by Owen Heary as he challenged for Neil Fenn's corner, and despite sustained protests from the Shelbourne rearguard, Cork had a penalty kick. Roy O'Donovan was the man to step up, and despite Delaney guessing correctly, O'Donovan opened his league account. Damien Richardson's side were back in front, and the boss, watching from the stand during his touchline ban, would have appreciated the resilience his outfit had shown. That again was to force Shelbourne to come from behind, and their second equaliser arrived on 77 minutes. Owen Heary made amends for his handball with an excellent crossfield pass. Cahill's first touch was exquisite, his second even better. Glenn Crowe couldn't miss. That set up a grandstand finale. O'Neill came close to winning it for Shelbourne. Picked out again by Endo, he was denied only by the fingertips of Devine. And then substitute Alan Moore weaved his way in from the right before collecting from Endo. His curling effort again, though, gathered in by the Cork goalkeeper. Cork were to end the game with 10 men when Joe Gamble's challenge on Moore earned him a second yellow card. A fighting display, though of a different nature from both sides, was to yield a point apiece, a result that would suit the hosts more than the visitors.